Hi, everyone. My name is Shadi, and I'm a counselor here at the Victoria Sexual Assault Center. My pronouns are they and them. At VSAC, we recognize that the uncertainty of this pandemic and the loss of control many folks are feeling has left people activated and on edge. Feeling helpless or out of control, or not knowing what to expect, are some of the most stressful experiences for human beings. You're not alone, and if you're feeling exhausted or numb, or simply can't figure out what to do next, that's totally normal. This pandemic represents a collective trauma, and most of us are mobilizing all the energy we have just to cope. Today, I'd like to offer a tool to support you feeling more settled and grounded. If you would like to join me, we are going to use our relationship to the force of gravity and the voluntary muscles, the ones we have control over, in our feet and ankles to help restore our sense that we can get through this. We may not feel like we can count on much, but one thing we know will always be there is the ground beneath us and the gentle embrace of gravity as the earth wants to hold us close. These things are reliable and consistent. As creatures of the earth, we rely on our feet to maintain our connection to our home planet. There are 26 bones in our feet, and the relative position of these to each other gives us valuable information about our orientation relative to the ground and to gravity. I'd like to invite you to follow along as we play with having a sense of control over these muscles and remind ourselves of how healing that can feel. I realize that folks have different levels of ability when it comes to movement or experiencing pain and discomfort in certain areas. So if it works for you to follow along with my voice, that's great. But if you need to modify your movement using the hands or shrugging the shoulders, for example, please feel free to do so. If all you want to do is take a time out and listen to my voice, that's okay too. You'll know what works best for you. If you'd like to follow along with me, we can make sure we are sitting in a chair with our feet on the floor. It's also possible to do this lying on your back with your knees up so that your feet are flat on the floor. You just need the ability to raise your toes and heels. We can take a moment to get into a comfortable position now. You can feel free to close your eyes or gently focus your gaze on nothing in particular. Now, I invite you to complete a mental scan of your body and check out how all parts of you are doing. And if you could adjust to be just 10% more comfortable, you can make those adjustments now. Great. Now we might take a few moments to notice our breathing. We don't need to change anything, just notice its character right now. It might be shallow, deep, smooth, a little choppy. It's all okay. We can just be with what is. Now I invite you to bring attention to your feet. You might notice the points of contact between them and the ground. See if you can feel into that connection and into that relationship to the earth. Notice how the force of gravity keeps your feet gently hugging the ground. And if it feels right for you, we can focus our attention on our right foot. Keeping the ball of our foot and our toes connected to the ground, we can experiment with slowly, ever so slowly, lifting our heel off the floor. And as you do this, you might tune your attention into which muscles are contracting and which are expanding to allow this motion. And notice how you are completely in charge of how fast or slow you're lifting your heel, and also how high. And when you start to feel a little resistance or tension, not discomfort or pain, you might choose to hold your foot in that position for a few moments and see what you notice. Which muscles are engaged? Where are you noticing points of contact with the floor or your chair? And at the moment of your choosing, you may let go and let your heel fall back to the earth. Notice how gravity does the work for you. All you have to do is release. And once you've let go, you might check out both legs and see if you notice a difference between how the right leg feels compared to the left. Now we can shift our focus over to the left foot. Again, you may notice the places where it comes into contact with the ground. What is it like to realize the ground is always there, consistent and reliable? And now, while keeping the ball of our left foot and our toes on the ground, we can slowly, even slower yet, begin to lift our heel. We can become aware of which muscles are engaging and how they are working in relationship to one another. Notice how you are in complete control of this process. And when you begin to feel that resistance or tension again, you might experiment with holding your foot in that position for a few moments. Which muscles do you feel engaging? And once you've explored that, at a moment of precisely your choosing, you may let go and allow the gentle tug of gravity to bring your heel back to the earth. And we can take a moment here to notice how our left leg feels. You might check out how all parts of your body are doing and see if anything else has shifted or changed. And before we return to the room, we can check in briefly again with our feet and really experience our precious connection with the earth through the force of gravity. You might take a few moments here to tune back into your breath and notice its quality now. Has it shifted or changed in some way? And when you are ready, you can begin to slowly become aware of the sounds of the room. Gently begin to let some light into your eyes. And with your eyes still unfocused, you can just become aware of shapes, colors, light, and dark. You might slowly turn your head to the left and just notice what your eyes take in. Slower yet, and then back through center, taking your time, and then to the right, and just seeing what you notice. And then back to center again. And here we are. Welcome back. I hope you found this helpful. And until next time, be well.